Good, everybody. It is your girl, Ticket to Shine of all things Ruthless, home of the Ruthless status, here to bring you a recap of Tyler Perry's Ruthless from season 4B, episode 14. And the synopsis reads as follows: Ruth and River develop a plan to make off with the highest money. Joan has a dark solution for River's problem, and Desiree and Cal design a scheme to bring down the highest. This is episode 14, season 4B, entitled Now You See Me. And it's absolutely crazy. The thing that Jones suggested, I'll definitely get to Jones' dark solution uh during this recap. I'll definitely cover Ruth and River's plan to get the highest money, as well as Desiree and Cal designing a scheme to bring down the highest. Will it be successful? You have just got to stay tuned to see if the plot will unfold the way that it needs to, you guys. So with that being said, when we start this new episode, there is a moment in the Highest's trailer, and we see that Daikon is in there. Now, Daikon, of course, is, preparing the Highest, letting them know we got to go to the bank. We're going to do everything this morning. And of course, Daikon was still trying to get him a little something, but, the Highest is only checking for Ruth. So Ruth comes in to bathe the Highest, and she lets him know River's going to bring in the water. So River does just that. He brings in some hot water. And while he's in the back room, they are devising their plan to get the money from underneath the day bed. She says, pour the water slowly. But then the Highest walks up on the two of them, and we automatically assume that the Highest hears what they're saying. However, the Highest did not hear exactly what Ruth and River were talking about. He gets into the bath, and she does as she normally does, and that is clean him literally from head to toe. Ruth she's just a master manipulator. It is what it is. We see George as well as Lewis, and they run into Daikon, or Daikon lets them know where is. Go look for Peter. Well, they tell Daikon that Peter lost old boy, and they sent him with a tracked vehicle that they could actually find him on. And so Daikon is like, every day is something different. I'm with you, Daikon. Every day is something different. So then in the kitchen, you guys, we get to see the ladies, and they're preparing the breakfast, preparing the meals for the day, or whatever the case may be. And the elder mother Marva tells Laura to drink this solution, which clearly has some poison in it. And she's like, okay, she pretends to drink it. Elder mother is so enamored by Zane that she doesn't notice that Laura has poured that nasty solution in the sink. So she's not tainted right now, but she does go to the wash house. She's sent to the wash house where Lacey is, and she helps her she's there to help her with the laundry. Lacey tells her, you have to play the game here. And girl, they probably unalived your husband, but you have to be careful. They will unalive him. I'm not saying that's what they did, but they will do it. And so Lacey's just putting Laura up on game. Let her know, chill, don't panic, don't do anything. Just play the game until you can get out of here. That's all you can do right now. So then we see a moment where River is carrying the water, and the one and only Joan walks up to him and just has a conversation. What you need to do, and this is her plan, so sadistic, you guys. Her plan is to go into the trailer when they find oh boy, whenever he comes back, you need to unalive him because he knows too much. Then we see where Manny is at the gate, and he tells River to come here. Now, he asks River, what is it that Zane used to cut him with? And of course, River sticking to his story that it was nothing but the Raku. Now, Manny does not reveal any information, even though it's supposed to be a 1-for-1 swap, but he sends River back on his way. Then we see Desiree, and she's on the phone, and who is she talking to? There's an agent out in the field that is nearby the Rakadush compound that she's getting information from. Then we see that truck that broke down, and of course we find Peter. Now Peter has been literally sitting at the truck all night trying to figure out what he's going to do. Well, the fellas tell him, look, we got to take you back to the Rakadushi compound. That's just what it is. We told you what to do. You didn't find him, so we not gonna get unalive because of you. We have to take him back to the Rockadoosh compound because Daikon was saying he was gonna unalive them if they didn't bring him back to the compound. So then they begin to chase. They begin to chase Peter and ended up beating him down and handcuffed him. And this is why we see that moment where that weapon was pointed at Peter. And now he is going to be escorted, hog-tied, and literally escorted back to the Rockadoosh compound. So back at the deputy station, we see where Desiree is walking back into the office. She lets Cal know that there's a situation. They're trying, did you have a good morning? Just trying to kind of sweet talk him after, him finding out that she and Malcolm had been together. Now, Agent Coolidge comes out letting him know that Andrew was being guarded by someone else. He was taken to the bathroom, but he says he's going home for the night. And then in walks that agent with Andrew, and she tries to convince Andrew that if you work with me, I will work with you. But Andrew is not giving in. Andrew is letting her know that the government is the freaking devil, and he is not going to help her, nor is he going to help her situation. So anyway, we see Joan. She's standing outside of the Hyacinth's trailer. The Hyacinth is in there getting dressed with Ruth, and Ruth is playing the game. Oh, I don't like this look on you because you look so much like them. But the Hyacinth is like, well, that's the point. I have to go out. I have to look a certain way so that when I go to these banks, it'll be acceptable and these people will give me my money. So anyway, we see the fellas rolling back into the Rockadoosh compound, and Peter is hard tied to the back of the vehicle, just like I said, y'all. River's standing by like, damn, they got him. And he is ushered back onto the compound. Again, Joan is just coming up with the worst plans she could think of, and she's like, he's going to be a problem. So Peter sees River and he calls his name. Also, Daikon is telling him, telling them take him to the punishment trailer, and he's saying, I'm sorry. FYI, Dean Conjun and Pete and Lenny were actually friends at some point. But anyway, you guys, the episode was freaking crazy. He calls River's name, and Daikon is like, well, why is he calling your name? And so Daikon, he's on to River. He's definitely on to that fact that Peter and River has something going on. Now, Peter is being escorted to the punishment trailer, and the fellas are just telling him, listen, man, they're going to punish you, but you're going to survive. You're going to be fine. I've been punished before, and I survived, and you can do it too. And we need you to work with us, but you got to be quiet. You got to play the game. We need you as well. So they take him into the punishment trailer with Malcolm, not just any punishment trailer. They can take him into the charge trailer. And in the charge trailer, y'all know what goes down in the charge trailer. Y'all see Malcolm. He has been sitting in his urine, his sweat, everything in that charge chair. They have shocked him. Matter of fact, Peter was one of the ones that punished him, and now he's sitting in there with Malcolm, and Malcolm is trying to get him to come up to work with him to be able to escape from out of that trailer, escape from the compound. Peter is telling Malcolm just to be quiet. So then we see again Joan as well as River, and Joan basically says that there is some poison that you can give them to basically take them out. So Joan has the darkest solution to River's problem by unaliving somebody, y'all. I never expected to hear anything like this from her. But then we see the highest and Daikon as well as Joan hop on the back of the ATVs, and they are making their way off of the compound. So he did listen to Daikon and decide to go off the grounds using ATVs. But the agent is out there looking. He sees that the highest as well as Daikon and Joan are on those ATVs, and he reports back to Desiree and lets Desiree know. So then Desiree decides that they are going to go out and they are going to approach the highest. This guy gave them some good info and some good intel. They also, again, this agent, he's definitely back already and just discussing, the whole situation. But then Mr. One and Only Robert Craig, aka Happy Birthday, Mr. Sheriff Conley walks in, and he, of course, always has an attitude, very uncooperative. They tell him that Andrew was back there. Would you like to question him? And he was like, "Why would I want to question him?" Like, he's, of course, very not cooperative. You know what I mean? That's Sheriff Conley being Sheriff Conley, dirty old Sheriff Conley. Happy birthday, Robert Craighead. We appreciate you. With that, you guys, these FBI agents are on their way. They have done enough. They are tired of it. They're on their way to check on. They're going to attempt to arrest the Hyatts because of the stolen vehicle. And of course, Sheriff Conley makes the phone call to Daikon, or makes the phone call to Mac, letting him know what's going on. Mac is supposed to leave his vehicle, but then leave Aaron in the trunk of the vehicle. Then we see the Hyatts and Daikon and Joan, and they make their way to the Rolls Royce. And then he calls Daikon and tells them, do not get in that car. They are on your tail. And sure enough, they were definitely on their tail. And it looks as if the Hyatts has gotten into that vehicle, you guys, but I think that that whoever is in the vehicle that the Hyatts was supposed to be in is actually a decoy, and they have literally wasted the FBI's time, y'all. That was it. That was the end of the episode. Did you guys check it out? Listen, I absolutely loved every moment of it all. I hope you guys enjoyed this recap, and I hope you guys are enjoying Ruthless so far. Let me know your comments. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. With that being said, thank you so much for tapping in and tuning in with your girl Tika Deshawn of All Things Ruthless, home of the Ruthless Addicts, and you already know, stay ruthless.